This is a story of accompaniment, advocacy and service to refugees, IDPs and other forcibly displaced persons by Jesuit Refugee Service Nigeria from 2018 till date. Nigeria, a country located in the West African region, has had its share of attacks and natural occurrences, leading to the loss of lives, displacement and destruction of communities, distortion of livelihoods and much more. These displacements are the result of insurgency, communal clashes, climate change and other humanitarian issues. The Jesuit Refugee Service, JRS, is an international Catholic organization with a mission to accompany, serve and advocate on behalf of refugees and other forcibly displaced persons that they may heal, learn and determine their own future. Founded in 1980, JRS has worked with millions of refugees and internally displaced people throughout the world, sharing stories of their journeys, responding to their immediate needs and promoting their rights to protection, opportunity and participation in society. Since its founding, JRS has presence in over 55 countries and it continues to uphold the mission to accompany, serve and advocate on behalf of refugees and other displaced people. JRS implements programs in education and livelihoods, including gender-responsive education and education in emergency, psychosocial support and advocacy, reconciliation and mental health. According to UNICEF in 2019, over 2.3 million people in Africa were displaced due to conflict, primarily driven by humanitarian crisis. Reports indicate that more than 60% of these displaced persons are from Nigeria, where the crisis devastated the northeastern region since 2009. The most affected states include Borno, Adamawa, Yobe, and Gombe, with additional displacement occurring in Taraba and Niger states. Among those affected by this displacement are men and women, but the most vulnerable are young girls who have faced displacement, poverty, and inability to go to school as a result of the crisis in their communities.
From the assessment, that a lot of men were also affected during the insurgency, thereby leading to a situation where we have more female-headed households and the women have to take care of herself and the children.
At the peak of this crisis, the urgent need for humanitarian assistance weighed heavily on Father Tom Smolek, the then International Director JRS, and together with Father Chuks Afioware, Father Eric and others, the idea for JRS to respond was born.
JRS came to Nigeria at the request of the provincial at the time, Father Chuks, and Tom and Eric responded by putting together, you could say, a team under the leadership of Gavin. And the birth of JRS basically was just a response of seeing how the Jesuits locally present could respond to the immense needs they were at that point in the northeast of Nigeria.
In 2017, JRS conducted a needs assessment in some of the states affected by the crisis. In 2018, based on the findings from the assessment, JRS opened its country office in Abuja and field office in Mubi, Adamawa State. Since then, JRS Nigeria has expanded its operations to Taraba, Zamfara, Adamawa, Borno, Delta and Edo states, working with refugees, IDPs and members of the host community also identified further needs which wasn't prevalent in 2017.
There was a pre-needs assessment in late 2017 with Eric, myself and two other people. We went around meeting partners. Then that was in July. Then in August of the same year, you had Gavin and the team of 6 other persons who came to Nigeria at the time to do a needs assessment. And the needs assessment lasted from the 5th of August to the 25th of August 2017. Visited the Northeast and they attempted to see what were the real needs and how JRS as an organization, a Catholic organization, could respond to the needs of the people who were suffering at that point in time.
The needs of the IDPs ranges from education, livelihoods, and of course protection. One striking thing that I found in that assessment was some of the issues they mentioned under protection, like gender-based violence, I think, has become like a norm.
And for those who were most affected, they were girls from very low-income families. That was the first thing the needs assessment picked up. The second thing was the fact that there were almost no facilities for children to study. Even if these facilities existed, they were in very precarious situation.
Loss of lives of teachers. These have led to serious gaps in education. Secondly, there was need also for provision of livelihood intervention for the people that have lost their means of income generating activities. And just like too, health was also not left out as part of the findings.
In 2018, the J-Suit Refugee Service, JRS, began its operations in the northeastern Nigeria, a region devastated by humanitarian crisis. With a strong focus on displaced persons, the organization prioritized support for women, young girls, and other vulnerable groups who were most affected by the crisis. Additionally, JRS addressed the pressing issue of out-of-school children, a challenge particularly prevalent in low-income households. During this period, JRS faced numerous challenges, including securing office space and dealing with limited funding to bring its vision to life. The registration process was cumbersome and time-consuming, further complicating efforts at a time when the organization had only 3 pioneering staff members. Despite these obstacles, they worked tirelessly to overcome these barriers and lay the foundation for JRS mission in Nigeria.
So just trying to ensure that we were registered in all the necessary bodies that we could actually contribute something tangible to the situation on the ground was the first thing we had to do. So the fact that you were not known, so nobody was willing to enter into partnership with you, and yet in that context, you still had to find funds to start something.
To overcome these obstacles, pioneering staff worked diligently to raise awareness about JRS, established partnerships with existing NGOs, and seek donors from within and outside Nigeria. Despite these challenges, local authorities were highly supportive and receptive. During these early years, organizations such as CRS, Plan International, and Caritas Nigeria provided invaluable assistance, helping JRS lay a strong foundation for its humanitarian effort.
And I would say the very first funding opportunity we got were from 2 places. They were from 2 Catholic institutions. The first one was from OMFCAA. It's it's a French Jesuit office in Jesuit NGO in France. So I think they gave us about 90,000 euros to start off. That fund came through the international office. Then we got 100,000 euros from GRS USA to help us begin. And I'll tell you, the 2 funds were simply spent renting a place in Mubi, where the needs were really enormous at the time, and the office we are currently in.
The resilience of the staff in securing funding from donors gradually began to bear fruit. As a result, JRS expanded beyond Adamawa State into Taraba State after conducting a rapid needs assessment in Taraba and Cross River states. The success stories emerging from JRS gained significant attention. Donors and partners expressed satisfaction with the transparent and effective use of funds, which in turn attracted more collaboration requests from various stakeholders. However, JRS encountered initial resistance from some beneficiary communities due to past negative experiences with other NGOs. To address this challenge, JRS prioritized community integration and established a robust feedback mechanism, ensuring that beneficiaries were continuously informed about ongoing projects and developments.
There wasn't a very clear communication between organizations providing humanitarian services and the beneficiaries. So for JRS, we try to be very, very transparent, because even from the assessment level, Most of the people we spoke to will always say they've had several organizations come down to gather information from them, and they always believe at that point that those informations were used to access funds, and most of those organizations never came back.
In Borno State, JRS implemented one of its most successful educational programs, the Accelerated Learning Program, which remains a benchmark for excellence to this day. In Adamawa and Borno states, JRS supported over 5,000 students for an entire year, providing and funding their basic educational needs. Additionally, the organization catered for over 13,000 refugees in the southern part of Taraba State by addressing essential needs such as protection, sanitation, and food, while also spearheading the reconstruction of boreholes and health centers. To further enhance healthcare services, JRS employed pharmacists and nurses to serve the community. Beyond the thousands of direct beneficiaries, the true impact of JRS lies in the transformation of lives, helping displaced persons rebuild, thrive, and experience a future far better than the one they faced at the time of their displacement.
My name is Mursa S. My class is just 3A Laka. G4G, Suta Makemu da Boro. Da gina mana makaranta, su gina mana toilet. Su ba mu takarda, su ba mu boro, su ba mu sanda. Da kuma su ba mu maclean, su ba mu brush, su ba mu always, su koya mana ake hannu, su koya mini taka beats.
Also in Adamawa State, JRS Back to School Intervention Program, where it shared learning and teaching materials, restored the hope of many children who were displaced by humanitarian crisis. Today, girls like Bilha Paul can be rest assured that their dream of becoming educated will be realized courtesy of JRS. JRS' strong commitment to children led to the development of a comprehensive plan to support out-of-school children, as well as the volunteer staff who play a crucial role in the mission of educating displaced children.
Mun gode wannan kungiya na JRS nan sun dauke mu ni a matsayina muna volunteer ne a Mubako Primary School. An dauke mu an je a mana training. Sannan na je na yi training akan yadda za a koyar da iyayen yara abun da ya shafi harkan sana'a. Na je na yi training, na zo na koyar da su kuma sun samu ilimi akan abun da ya shafi sana'a. Sun samu ilimi kuma yanzu I believe kowane iyayen yaro yana da ilimi wanda yake zai yi sana'a, ko yanzu zai fara sana'a yana da ilimi akan sana'a da zai yi, sannan kuma zai rike kansa yanda zai samu taimaka ma yaransa ya sa su a makaranta.
So before now, the overall total population of our pupils is 4,775, but now the overall total population of our pupils is 4,925. And then the grant that being given to us by JRS, that is, the total amount is 500,000 naira, and the school management used the amount and purchased 18 desks to our learners. And in terms of TLS, we have a lot of TLS in our school, but the one that constructed by JRS is quite different from others. It's very beautiful, it's very attractive. JRS constructed 2 TLS with 2 crash, and the main purpose of constructing this TLS is to manage and teach evening lesson. And for the crash, we use all our female pupils. Usually they came along with their words to the school. Like during breakfast, then they use those 2 crash and breastfeed their words.
Mr. Ayodele elaborates on JRS approach to the Back to School project, highlighting its impact. These interventions are carefully designed and executed with a focus on impact and long-term sustainability.
First project was actually an education project where we conduct teachers training. Due to the impact of insurgency, some teachers lost their lives, some fled from where they were staying, and this brought about a big gap in education sector. And some communities and some locations develop a strategy of adopting volunteer teachers who they can support in teaching the learners in school. And part of the way JRS collaborates or partner together in supporting this is by building their capacity. So we organize teachers training just to ensure that these teachers have the right skills to teach in school. Also, to ensure retention of these children in school, we also support children with school supplies, learning materials, books, backpack, uniforms, sandals, writing materials, textbooks, also for the teachers to ensure that quality teaching and learning is taking place in school. For the Out of School program, we collaborate with the community to actually identify children that are actually out of school, and before they begin their classes, they were assessed for right placement to know those that are starting as a beginner, those that maybe they were in school and due to insurgency they were out, to be able to place them properly in school.
Beyond the Back to School program, JRS also prioritized support for young, displaced individuals who were unwilling or unable to return to formal education. To empower them, JRS developed youth entrepreneurship programs offering life skills and vocational training to out-of-school youth and women beyond school age. Upon completing their training, participants receive startup kits, enabling them to become self-reliant and build sustainable livelihoods. The agricultural intervention was designed not only to enhance food security, but also to provide a sustainable source of income for families. To ensure the long-term success of this initiative, JRS provided beneficiaries with financial management training and encouraged them to establish loan schemes, enabling easier access to funds, especially in rural communities where financial resources are limited and there is zero availability of financial institution.
And so JRS in Nigeria, especially in Adamawa State, tries to support these people by training them in agricultural activities and also in income generating activities. What we try to do in agriculture is to get former farmers and those who are also interested in agriculture, and we train them in modern farming practices such that they are able to farm better, increase productivity, care for themselves and for their loved ones, and also for their families.
One clear indicator of the success of JRS intervention on livelihood is the growing interest among non-members and non-beneficiaries in joining the Village Savings and Loan VSL groups. Non-members view VSL participants as community champions, as they are visibly able to generate income, sustain their families, and cover essential needs including education through financial management training and take-off grants, provided beneficiaries have successfully maintained their businesses and sustained the loan scheme. Additionally, the project has fostered social cohesion between men and women. Notably, men have shown increasing interest in joining the agricultural intervention, which was initially designed for women as household leaders.
Daga farko lokacin da aka yi training namu, yanzu muna shekara 3 kenan a cikin nan. Ba a rena kuɗi daga naira 1000 har naira, idan ka iya planning nashi kana juya shi zai zama babban kuɗi.
Sunana Hajara Ibrahim, ina zaune a garin Dikwa da 'ya'yana 6 ina zaune. Yarana da ba sa zuwa makaranta, amma yanzu yarana suna zuwa makaranta, kuma da bani da sana'an yi, amma yanzu JRS ya bani keken ɗinki, ina koyan keke har ina fara sana'a, ina ɗinkin keke. Yarana ma yanzu suna zuwa makaranta, ni ma na samu sana'an yi. Yanzu alhamdulillah na gode ma Allah, ina sana'a haka.
The implementation of this project has fostered mutual coexistence between both groups. Additionally, JRS has secured funding from ECHO, enabling the organization to support education for IDPs, returnees, and vulnerable host community households by training teachers and providing essential learning materials to students in Monguno and Dikwa in northeastern Nigeria. With a solid plan in place, JRS aims to expand these efforts to northwestern Nigeria, further extending its impact.
Umar Umar Dikwan Karako. Dikwan Karako Nguroye Kuros in Karako. Alabara Suku JRS and Derobana Sudina. Sabron Shago Gana Lerikina Dede. Kurmada JRS and Derobana Sudida and Derakaria Shago China Allah. Kumad Ba Alabara Suku Shago Yagana Guzina. Kariashinan Lerikin. Tadanye come to Lurumbi. Montiro Imlan Lezan Burana Imlan Lezamba. Amakurwango Montiro Lezan Kundum Lezan no one. In homes I say Roshilan coming. Kariajisago Lerikia. Omo ya goza wanki zala Shilan Sadin. Kakadi I say Yukin. Pencils I say Roshilan Yukin. Alabara Sukujares and Derobana Sadina. Karia and Derashago China. La ba. Ura isa mazaya ba mari kurma waltike gonye lenge shilan yuke kuke kur waltike irakin riyo wanda kana kur kala kukin kur ladikin kur waltike lenge gade yukin akai karako alhamdulillah andero bana sadana.
Been efforts to get funds with the Global Solidarity Fund, which we eventually got it, and also we were able to get the funding with the co-founded by the European Union, that is ECHO, and also we have been able to, even though we got it in the past, there was a new area for us to get GIZ, a German government funding. We also got Manos Unitas, which we were able to implement in Zamfara state. Also, the new donors that we had on board were IOM through USAID. We did a rapid response with them for 3 months. UNHCR has always remained to be our donors and are also supporting us in the Taraba region. We have the Latter Day Saints and Charity, which they have helped us for the past 2 years in Adamawa State, which we were able to reach out to many of our beneficiaries, especially for GRS USA. They've been very instrumental for us here in the country office. They help us cover our gaps and also do some small project activities. And so we also have Caritas Canada, who have been helping us also. And then we have Aboam, also from Spain, who have also been helping us.
To enhance efficiency and ensure that our interventions have a lasting impact beyond the crisis period, we collaborate with local humanitarian organizations such as Center for Advocacy, Transparency and Accountability Initiative, CATAI, in Borno State, Justice Development and Peace Commission, JDPC, Jami Al-Hakim Foundation, JHF, Restoration of Hope Initiative, ROHI, in Adamawa State, and many other NGOs across our project locations. Through this partnership, we have successfully implemented the WASH program in schools, improving access to clean water and sanitation. Additionally, we have extended our support to vulnerable families by integrating them into our Livelihood program, empowering them with sustainable solutions for a better future.
For us in Katai, we make referrals to actors and partners that are into health, into livelihood, into shelter, and into WASH, which JRS component also have the WASH component in school, where adolescent girls were supported with menstrual hygiene kits on the component of the education part. But for the livelihood, we also identify caregivers that were supported on the training of the life skills, which at the end of this, They will be supported with income generating activity kits.
Given the donor fatigue affecting many humanitarian organizations, we have strategically aligned our programs to complement government-led initiatives. The goal of this approach is to ensure that these projects remain sustainable and impactful long after NGOs have transitioned out. By actively engaging with the government, we aim to create lasting solutions that continue to serve communities well into the future.
Here we are today at Mubako, witnessing the handover ceremony of renovated one block of 2 classrooms with office to the local government via LEA and via the community. Actually, as an education secretary, I don't know the amount of word that I can use to qualify how deep happy I am with this development and with the way you people are contributing toward gearing the development of education in Fufore local government. In the first day we came here, you can all see how bad the nature of the infrastructure, the learning environment is in this school. And by reality today, the scenario have changed, whereby we have a solid one block where learning can take place conducively.
For example, the renovated classroom blocks in Adamawa were designed with longevity in mind, ensuring they remain a vital education resource beyond the insurgency era, benefiting future generations.
This is a project that GRS has done. Honestly, is something commendable. We appreciate you. We thank you so much for having our children at heart and having the progress of education at heart. Even by supporting the children from their class 1 up to class 6, you are paid for their school fees. Honestly, this thing, I am just overwhelmed with everything that you people have done.
While we deeply appreciate our donors for their unwavering support in helping us reach vulnerable communities, we also appeal for their continued assistance, particularly in reaching those at the lowest rung of the ladder. Strengthening local NGOs is essential for ensuring the long-term sustainability of our implemented projects. By empowering those organizations, we have fostered stronger collaboration and deeper engagement with the communities we serve, enhancing the overall impact and longevity of our initiatives.
We have had our own share of the climate change, and recently the flood hit Maiduguri and some of the suburbs in Maiduguri, where so many properties were destroyed, lives were affected, lives were lost, education facilities were affected, health facilities were affected, even water points were destroyed where people cannot afford potable water. And as a result of this flood, there have been a lot of outbreak of different diseases, ranging from cholera to other diseases that are ravaging the state now. And in the state, there are so many gaps currently which need support. And on this note, JRS have tried its own best to see that we support these people. We have supported them with cash transfer to about above 270 houses. We have given them cash transfer, and up to this moment we still have people who are living in camps that are unable to go to their homes. So we are soliciting for more support from well-meaning people around the world to support these people, to continue to support them, to help them, you know, come out from the effect of this flood that brought them to this state they are today in Maiduguri.
Help us to reach out to these people. There's a lot that needs to be done. A lot has been done, but a lot needs to be done. And without their help, we cannot continue. So we appeal to them that I know that a lot of needs, humanitarian needs, are all over the world. But Nigeria is still highly in need of some of this humanitarian help. So their donations is valuable, and it will continue to be valuable, and we will appeal that they continue to help the best that we can.
As we reflect on our journey and the progress we've made, we cannot ignore the urgent gap that remains. We appeal to compassionate organizations and individuals to support these vital projects. The improvements we have seen in the lives of those affected show that your contributions are truly making a difference. While we've made strides in northeastern Nigeria, the ongoing crisis in northwest